There we fucking are. Let's turn off that. There we are. Hi.
Hello. It's Friday, and we're Defenders of Kobold. That means we're playing Anvea, the game I'm making, and using free labor to develop.
Free labor.
It's great.
It's the best.
So yeah, we're down in Alex tonight because of technical difficulties. So he should be back next time. But everyone else here is ready to go. Let's see, recap from the last session. You guys traveled back to a cave to re-kill the monster that you were sent to kill.
Mm-hmm.
You successfully did so. You found that destroying its organs was the way to go. It kind of stopped trying to heal and reassemble itself once you did that. And then as you were going to leave, you were interrupted by the Inquisitors who had caught back up with you guys. You saw that their mage guy, it was like one caster mage type, and then he had two armored knights that were his protection. You saw he had some sort of like location spell that he was casting, and it was guiding him towards the books that you guys had in your possession.
Wall hacks.
Yeah. Yep.
Aimbots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quest indicator. But
valuable.
yeah, you guys killed him.
You just followed the line on the ground.
That's it.
Yeah. Killed him, killed one of the guard people, let the other one go, learned that there was some interesting dynamics going on in the Inquisitor ranks that
We filled his head
Guard.
full of crazy ideas.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Also noticed that the leader of like the heretical order also happens to be the same name as the giant shrimp thing.
Yes.
Jasper.
I noticed that.
I'm sure there's no coincidence.
It's certainly not.
None
There's definitely
at
no
all.
connection there.
No
correlation.
connection.
Nothing. Nope.
Very common name.
Very common.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them spells it with a J, and the other one spells it with the funny sounding G.
Oh, like Jeff and Jeff.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
right.
Totally
That's got to
different.
be it.
That's it.
Yeah. But you spell it differently when it's a mantis, you know. So or
Yeah.
mantis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
that's how you know that they're not associated in any way, shape,
I'm
or
okay
form.
with being a mantis shrimp. What is it? The bullet shrimp? The one that's got the 200 mile an hour punch
The
or
pistol
whatever?
shrimp.
Oh yeah, pistol shrimp. Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
They fucking cavitate the water and like superheat it with their punches. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't want to
pretty cool.
do that to my face.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want a normal sized one to do that to my face.
No.
But yeah, you learned there was some inner turmoil stuff in the Inquisitor ranks, the Catherine Inquisitors, that there were some people that were trying to delve into the knowledge from the East and kind of figure out what was going on, and the rest are just pretty like, destroy it all, not worth dabbling into, we don't know what it is. Like you could tell the guard was very much like that. It's like, we're not trying to poke this thing, we don't understand it. Whatever happened to the East, we don't want that to happen again. If we destroy everything, it can't happen again. That's their whole mantra. And he also seemed totally unaware of what the caster guy seemed to be doing, which was sending these little shadow dogs out and terrorizing people. He was oblivious to that. But you spared his life. He left to investigate a little bit. And that was pretty much the whole session. I think we ended with you guys wrapping that fight up. And John had mentioned that he was wanting to try and do something to the books to prevent the scrying or whatever that they're doing
like
to locate them.
Use my magic spellcrafting to craft like a basically a webbing of magic that would obfuscate them from detection.
Yeah, Faraday web. Yeah.
Yeah.
Faraday web. That's a good way to
Faraday web. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll let you roll for that here. We'll start off the session. And then that would be a divine.
Yep.
feral. Is divine, that's like the voice that is everything to do with information. There's a lot of different ways you could use it. Like you could use divine feral to kind of like learn information about what you're targeting,
Right.
or interrupt information. Like it's all informational related stuff.
Would there be a context that plays into this one at all?
Yes, and this would be occult. Two.
Hey.
Yeah. Do you want to push that?
You know what? Yeah, let's push it. Let's see what we get.
Okay.
Better. Nope. I can hurt myself more though, so you know.
You do hurt yourself.
Free to hurt yourself.
This is good. All right. 2 is enough. But as you cast this, how do you picture yourself? Like I'm kind of picturing you like holding the books and you're kind of like spinning them in your hands.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, almost like they're like
webbing
levitating between my hands, and there's webbing, like like
Yeah.
magic webbing, just kind of peeling off and
Oh.
cocooning it.
I was picturing it more like real spider, like you squat over the book and like just like roll it between your legs as your butt web.
I'm
3D
afraid to do
printing
that
that
because
web
you
on it.
might make me part of the petting zoo. So you know.
yeah.
That's fair.
This is a fact.
Have to differentiate yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right. So with that, 2 is enough to block it, but it's not enough that you avoid something that was put in place to prevent this.
Ooh.
So as you start casting, you feel like this aura kind of wash over you as you're trying to tap into it. Because part of this initiating the spell is you're trying to like see whatever it is that they're tapping into.
Right.
And you identify it, and your spell seems to be masking it. And as you're wrapping it, though, and before you're done, you feel this kind of other presence join you in this. It feels like there's another thing paying attention to this process. You get a few images and feelings and emotions that kind of wash over you. You see a flash of this really horrific looking landscape. Matches kind of the descriptions that you've heard of what the East looks like, where it's just this hellscape of the earth has been turned into this like partial flesh material stuff and all blighted and things. You see another flash, and it looks like there's this digging site that's being excavated, and you see a large group of people. And you being from the north, you're very familiar with kind of how everyone looks. Like you're very familiar with the Inquisitor types and a lot of different types of people. So you see people wearing clothing that resembles the Inquisitors a little bit, but they're more like the military type garb. You see them excavating this strange dig site, and you see this long line of like stone and wood being very carefully pulled and maintained, and they're wrapping it and packaging it and loading it onto this cart. They've got the security detail that's watching the whole thing. You see them hauling this back through the tundra to the north. A few of them getting picked off here and there by echo thralls, people that are just kind of corrupted by that area out there. You see them going back to Kethris, this giant fortified city. You see them bringing all of these excavated materials and things deep underneath the city. This is something that you've heard of. Like, there's always these rumors that there's like this several layers under the ground of the city. Kind of like an open rumor about the area. But you see these materials being brought down. You see them being reassembled. And what looks like this kind of library that they're assembling with stones and these shelves that are being put back up. And you see a man in bright red robes chanting with his hands in the air. And you see these weird orange shapes that kind of resemble that like flare that this wizard cast that was searching for the book. And you see these like shapes on these shelves of books that seem to be missing. You hear this chant, and Your vision focuses on him, and he turns to look at you, and his eyes are glowing with this same fiery orange thing. And he makes eye contact with you through this. For your last web finishes, your connections cut. And you get the sense that's how they're locating these.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely kind of a cult in the Inquisitors. They want the books, and they're using the books to track the other books.
Are you
And
sure you're
there's
not
like a
just
whole
seeing things because you
library.
have more than two eyes?
I mean, that is part of it in a way, but yes, no, but no. Also, the East looks pretty bad. Gotta say, I think I was like real bad.
Well, didn't I mean, like we kind of knew that the East. I mean, that was the whole thing
Yeah.
with the East.
But like ground turning into like flesh and things like that.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah.
Just think
Yeah.
of the fucking like the hibachi grill that you could open up over there.
I was going to say, think of the meat pies you could make, but
Oh, so many.
Flesh rocks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But great.
So yeah, I think I've got to say for now how long it'll hold, but that
Yeah, you feel
that leading
confident
Inquisitor
that
guy?
presence isn't there anymore. Like
Yeah.
you feel that you achieved what you were going for.
Okay. Yeah, but
So-
that leading Inquisitor guy that we killed, he was definitely in on it. I don't think the others were. It seems like they got
Yeah.
him kind of bamboozled,
Well, I mean, you
which we
in
thought, but
any good cult, you always have those people in the know. And then you have those people with, the wool over their eyes that follow blindly and don't ask questions. So what's our move here? Like, this thing's protected for now.
Perhaps we
I
should
mean,
go to Kefis and slap around some cultists.
we could do that. But it also seems like they might kind of be in charge, kind of like a shadow organization. It's hard to say. I mean, they organized a massive expedition to retrieve a bunch of the artifacts from the East and hauled them all
The
back.
military was involved. Like,
Military was
it
involved. Yeah.
You saw probably 40 to 80 people in this whole excursion.
Yeah. A lot of people.
So they're
Like,
actually, you saw them actually using the books?
kind of. Not necessarily like opening them up and reading them. What they were doing is kind of using the books as like almost like a tuning fork or something to like get kind of the frequency that they were on so they could find other artifacts that were kind of on that same frequency.
Okay.
Kind of look for the gaps.
So that's, I mean,
they have issues like 1 through 4 and then 5 through 6, and they're like,
so
show me where
There's
7's at.
something here.
Yeah.
yeah. So like, I don't know a lot about the wiggly finger magic stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you said they weren't reading the books, but they were using the books.
Right.
And their
And they-
whole modus operandi here is to get the books and black out the pages so people can't read the books.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see them doing that.
But it doesn't sound like you need to read the books to use the books.
But
These
probably
books
could-
were not blacked out in ink.
Okay.
as you often find them.
Maybe that's actually not what they're doing,
I mean, that very well
because
could be
it could
too.
be
Yeah.
it could be any old book that they've covered in black ink.
That's very true.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to pass off some old atlases as one of these things. So
Yeah.
Well, I think while we mull over what we should do next, we should get this here rotting lump of grusk to the centaur boy so he can
Yes.
get his money.
Yeah, that's
it is
right.
starting to get a little ripe.
Yes.
Doesn't smell good. It's leaking more of that.
I do
black
still wanna,
ooze
like-
from its organs.
I do still want to like continue trying to like comprehend the content of those books, but I'm not really sure how as a character I can improve that or not. But
I'll say with them It'll be hard to do that with them wrapped in the web style. I will say, if you wanted to, we could
Yeah.
retcon that you tried it again before they got put in the cage.
If that is acceptable, I might go for that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't mean to
No,
complicate
that's fine.
things.
Sure.
I feel like it's something that I want to like continue to put effort towards throughout the campaign.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's like ways to spend experience to benefit that.
Not spend experience, but you can make checks at them, and depending on how you do,
Yeah.
you'll make progress on this. Yeah.
Maybe too, we'll get lucky and find that Echo Warden in the town again.
Yeah.
Chat him about some things.
Possibly. I do have maxed out wisdom.
Oh shit.
Yeah, if you want to do another check on that, let's see what would make sense.
But maybe I need to stat some other skills out so I can read good.
Reading is
Gotta
a
go
thing
to
you
the
can
school
do.
for kids who don't read so good.
Indeed.
That's it.
Let's see.
Great movie.
Yeah.
It's amazing you could even fit in the building.
Yeah, you could definitely do
What is
like
this? A school for ants.
I'd say either discern or lore checks on these books, unless there's a different way you can find to leverage, or what angle you're going for them. But if you want to make like a discern or lore, I'd allow that for just trying to tap into these books again before they get sealed away.
Okay, let's see here. Roll. Oh, I gotta switch to wisdom. Maybe I don't have me selected. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. How dare
Yeah,
you?
make sure you have the token selected. 'Cause
Yeah, I was like, my
macro is
discern
based on
wasn't
that.
showing up. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's try this again.
You can
Wisdom
do it. I believe in you.
or lore. There it is. No cantrip. And what's the context?
This is a cult.
Oh, good. That's what I have.
2 successes. All right.
I
And
feel like I should push it, but at the same time,
I mean, there's
Oh
well,
my god.
I damned it up.
average. You did.
You-
That's
That's
okay.
That's kind of an impressive spread, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my
No
curve,
one
most
used
people's
dice.
curve goes like this, and mine goes like this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. What? So you learned last time that looking at the books and kind of doing a weird, like, focusing thing with your eyes.
The cross-eyed.
What is there anything in particular that you're trying to get out of these, or just see if there's like more info on them? Like, what are you picturing that your characters?
I mean,
really
I imagine it's just like we have to go deeper. Like, I just got to try and figure out what the next step is to understanding the content of them. I figured out how to get the text to render or whatever, but now it's about, trying to get comprehension or.
Sure. I'll say what you do. So you have it open, you do your eye crossing thing. You're able to get the page to kind of go into multiple dimensions in front of you in a very similar way that you did before. It's a lot easier than it was last time now that you kind of know to go for that. But it's still like hard to read as it's popped above the page, like what's there. So these other 2 successes is going to be you find as you focus it more, you're actually able to like align these. And it kind of depends on the perspective that you have this book almost and how you're looking at it, where they start to make more sense. They start to defuzz, see more and more text. It's starting to look like characters that resemble language now. Not a language that you're familiar with, but it looks much more like written word. You're seeing sentences and things. But we'll say that 3 damage there is just stressing your mind there as you're. Yeah. Definitely getting closer to being able to read it. I'll say
Hooray.
you are able to. You don't. If it's a language that you don't know what it is, like it's not like you'll see something and be like, "Oh, I know what that is." But now, if you see this
Sure.
language again, you'll be like,
That's kind of what I
this is the
figured.
language from the
If I
books."
can,
Yeah.
if I can get it to line up with something
Right.
else, then I can
Yeah.
attempt to learn that language and by proxy the content. Yeah,
So
totally
you're
on
now
board with
like
that.
you're tentatively familiar with it, you will see if that pops up somewhere else, you'll be like, that's the language from these books. And be keyed into
That is an acceptable outcome, I think.
Yeah. And with that, books are packaged, wrapped, whole scene with the man with the orange fiery eyes staring, seeming to see you directly there, John, and then
Well, that's a
severed.
shame for him.
All right. And this is all, I think you guys had traveled like right back into town because you had done a few things in town. Like you sent the guard away from town.
Yeah.
So you were there already. Let's see. One thing that you notice pretty much instantly too is as you're kind of doing this spell thing and that wraps up, you guys are talking about where you kind of want to go. You see a man that you kind of recognize. He's off to like the side of the inn where there's like the little horse. It's not like a stable, but it's like a place that people tie up their horses, and there's like a trough of water. And he's got a bucket to the side of it, and he's like trying to cling something. After you look at him for a bit, you recognize him as one of the wizard people that were captured. You see him like scrubbing a piece of metal.
Hello. I'll wave at him.
He gets startled as you go. He looks like he was super focused on this. And you see that he, like, as you startle him, he, like, kind of tries to hide what he's cleaning. But you recognize it as these two, like, it looks like two more of those shackles that are on his wrists. And they are covered in blood.
What'd you do to the other guy?
Well, he was dead already, and we kind of just left him, and and he's like, he pulls you guys over. He's like, I may have harvested these from him, but I wanted to see if I could find someone that'll be able to open these, and I don't want to risk my own hands, so.
Sound thinking.
So you're gonna hold his hands with your hands, and
And he's like, well, I left the hands behind, but there's a lot of blood, even when you're dead.
Yeah.
He's kind of like
missed opportunity.
definitely grimacing. He's gagging a little bit at it. I hate this stuff, but I had no idea it's this hard to wash blood off of. Like you'd think it would just wash out.
You got to use cold. Well,
Why
are you
they-
using cold water? You got to use cold water. Hot water doesn't
Yeah.
help.
And the metal on this is like pretty rough looking. Like these look like manacles that are like shackles that were like mundane shackles and then have an enchantment on them. So it's like this very rough metal. There's all these like little cracks and crevices and things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like the blood's like worked its way into those. And it's really hard for him to get it out of that. But like it's cleaned up. It's like I'm trying to get them cleaned up as well as I can, and I'm worried that they'll look at me weird if I have some bloody manacles when I ask them to open. So
I mean,
tell
I,
him rest. Tell him it's rest.
It
yeah,
might work.
I'll try that.
leave them out in the rain for a couple of
surprised-
days.
Are you guys from here? I'm surprised. I thought you were traveling somewhere else.
I'm
I
from
didn't
further
expect to
west
run into you
originally,
again.
but
Oh.
yeah.
We decided to just, see the sights a little bit more
Yeah.
before we headed back. But, all was successful.
Says I'm from pretty far south on the coast myself. I was thinking of going down to Tolshamir. I know this East Lock initiative. They've got a I don't know what you would call it. a den or something, I suppose. I know we have people there that sometimes people get sent there. Sometimes we get supplies from there. Like I say we as if I'm going back, but I'm not. But I'm hoping to travel down there and find someone that they're very greedy. Not very many people loyal to this company. I'm sure I'll be able to pay someone to look the other way and get these shackles off of me, but I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm not used to not being able to cast, and it's weird having this. He kind of it seems like he's talking very much directly to you, John and Daniel. He's I don't know how else to describe it. It's like I've lost one of my senses. Like I just
No, you kind of
I
have.
don't feel right.
You'll learn to, if nothing else, take this time to appreciate the senses that you do have.
I do,
Especially-
but I'm
And
not very useful with them.
Get those hands dirty. Well, you'll learn to be useful with them. I don't rely purely on my magic. I just
It does make it a great deal easier, though.
It does.
I sort of do,
It
unfortunately.
would also
now that
be
we're talking about it.
hilarious. It would be hilarious if you relied on your strength after all of this, and then when somebody thinks, "Oh, that's all there is to you," then you whip out the magic. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Sneak attack.
Nobody expects
Would be-
sudden magic.
They definitely would be unsuspecting of that. But are any of you from? Are any of your characters from the South?
I don't think
I
so.
don't remember. I think Alex said he was. I couldn't remember.
That might be.
That could be.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
that's fine. That's
that's what
fine.
he said.
So yeah, all you guys would know about Tul Shamir is it's like a really big desert city. It's not like quite in the dunes. There's a little bit of a river that runs through it, so it's sustained just a bit. But it's like a very you don't hear a lot of good things about that place. It's like a place that people go when they have a lot of money and they're willing to buy things that you shouldn't be able to buy with money. There's like a lot of slave trade rumors and that type of stuff in that area. So, not the best of places to be. So it's definitely not surprising to hear that this like East Block group has some sort of business there, or that they operate out of there. He says like, well, I'm appreciative again for you guys deciding to spare me, but if there's anything I can do to help with, were you guys needing anything? I could do something for work. I don't have any money at the moment, so I'm hoping to do something.
Hey, Rudiger, come here for a second.
Yep.
Well, we could use someone to look after the animals when we get into a scrape or something, and to teach them some valuable life skills.
Yeah. And, we're going to be traveling around, help them lay low, maybe give us a chance of finding someone that can de-shackle them.
Yeah.
That's a fucking genius idea. I'll go
We
ask
could
him.
take care of some of our pets.
Well, that's what we
Yeah.
were going for, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right on the nose there. All right, I'll go ask him. How are you with caring for animals?
because we have
I
a
was
giant
great
cage full of
deal
animals
better
behind
at
us.
it when I had my magic. I was a great deal better at it. Not so good anymore. I like animals, I suppose.
Well, I mean, all you got to do is feed them and keep them safe,
Talk to them.
keep them from wandering off.
Why do you ask?
Would you like a job?
Potentially, I'm sure.
Yeah, a job that travels with potential of meeting new and interesting locksmiths.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You travel with us. We give you a little coin. You take care of our animals. When we get into shit, it'll be your job to keep the animals safe and get them out of harm's way. And as we're traveling around, it'll give you plenty of opportunities to potentially find someone to take those off. And if we're moving, it means you're a moving target, right? The people who put those shackles on you are less likely to find you.
Suppose that's
A
true.
win-win.
Kind
as
of
they
look behind
say.
you guys and see all the animals. Like, because you've got, what is it, a goat and a bunch of chickens.
Hang on, Joe. Let me give you the true list. We have Puffin Daddy, the Puffin, Brian Crabston, the crab. That's All She Goat, the goat, Punky Rooster, the chicken, and Hennifer Garner, also a chicken.
All right.
And technically, we have a horse or two that draws the cart.
Yeah, two horses on the cart.
Oh, fuck. I didn't name them.
They don't deserve names, though, because they're horses.
That's fair. Fuck horses.
Evil 1, Evil 2.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yep.
We're in town. Did you want to trade out the horses for like an oxen?
Or some mules. Or donkeys.
We can name those.
We can name those. An ox does sound really good, though. One big, chunky ox to pull our wagon. I like it. I'm going to have to think of a good
Someone would
ox name.
trade 2 horses for an ox.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's 2 trained traveling horses for a burden beast. I think that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's not like we're looking
Yeah.
for a great deal of speed, so
No, we're not. I mean, we
don't really need the horses.
it just has to be strong and have some endurance and
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. The ox would probably be able to pull it out of places a little easier, too, if it gets stuck
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good
So,
idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I'd let you
Like
guys
a
trade that
win-win.
out. That old farmer guy that told you to get the kids to leave him alone. I'll say he has an ox that he's willing to trade these 2 horses.
What are we gonna name this one?
Nice.
I'm
We could name it Box the Ox.
we could
Big, like a cube.
yeah. What if
What if?
we named
listening.
him Roblox instead of Roblox? It's
Sure.
a placeholder. We'll give it some thought because
Yeah.
I think we got some. We'll find something good.
Michael J. Ox.
Holy shit, that's it.
Yes.
That is
that's it.
And it's in
fucking
line
it.
with the
Yeah. Yep.
it's in line with the celebrity names too.
I'm putting them
It
on the
is.
It's
fucking
pretty good.
list.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
We'll have to make sure we keep that in mind for like our animal namings. They have to be like celebrity names.
Yeah,
But if we ever get like a buff squirrel, we're gonna name it Crunk, right?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess
Get a
it-
pet rock named Dwayne
I've never
Johnson.
seen anybody with a pet squirrel, so we could be the first.
But I have seen a very buff squirrel. So
Yeah.
Okay.
it was at a national park. It got fed a lot. It looked like it was gonna mug us. So
It went out and pumped iron.
get
It's like, oh, I'm
Bigger
gonna
than you would think.
get food from these people.
it was like the size of a house cat.
Holy
oh my
shit.
gosh.
Yeah, like tail not included. It was the size of a house cat. It was
Wow.
enormous.
I
That's
would be
crazy.
afraid of that squirrel too.
Yeah.
Looked you dead in the eye,
Happy
pulled out a
squirrel.
toothpick and said, "All right, you want to try something, buddy?" Like,
No.
What you got? I'm hungry.
Do you feel lucky?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This he would agree to travel with you guys. He introduces himself as Deegan. And we'll just say he's just kind of in the background, taking care of the animals.
He is now part of our zoo.
Yeah.
He's our zookeeper.
Animal handler
Yeah.
Z or animal handler D.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Animal handler D. Okay. Well, Deacon has
See
joined
how many
the
dice
team.
he has.
80.
All of them.
All of them.
But they're all in handle animal.
They are now.
Chuck, roll me a d12.
Yup.
It is not a skill.
5.
Yeah.
Chuck, roll me a d12. That's not a skill. I got 1 rank, and Chuck, roll me a d12.
Say he has 5 dice for dealing with these animals.
Okay.
Ow.
I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah.
Could have been a
Could be
1.
worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
That's why.
dice is
That's
not
why we didn't make me
that
roll
bad.
it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when I shoot things, and I'm pretty good at shooting things, I'm only rolling 6 right now, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Not
not
bad.
terrible.
Not bad.
No.
Okay. As you guys are talking through this, let me see who, if anyone, notices.
Notice.
I notice everything.
You should know that we're easily snuck upon.
We're entirely oblivious unless it's our own shenanigans.
True that.
Yeah.
Then we're especially oblivious.
Yes. We're
I haven't-
we're-
I guess I haven't really decided how passive noticing
perception.
checks work.
Yeah.
Well, you better figure it out
Would
now.
you just like reference a stat that we have? And I don't know. That's odd. Because really,
Yeah.
the stat only matters when we roll dice.
I'd say everyone just roll a flat wisdom test.
Wisdom.
Okay. Nailed it.
Oh, I actually got a success.
Yeah, did too.
Nice.
I did not.
That means I go get to check my box for failing a roll. Good
Oh,
job,
good
me.
job.
Nice.
Nice. I needed 2. So it's while you guys are talking about this and you're showing him the cart and all the animals. You've just replaced the ox. Like, it's been a few hours at this point, about 2 hours or so. And while you guys are kind of going over what you're expecting from Deegan and stuff, Chuck,
Yes.
you were the one that grabbed the cufflinks, right?
Yeah, because I snuck him off the body. It would be my intention to hand him over to someone, but I don't think I've done that yet because I have no fucking.
I don't
use
think you've
for
done that
these
yet
things.
either.
I don't think I've done that yet. Yeah.
Say, Chuck, you hear something.
What do I hear?
Sounds like rustling.
Holy
And John,
shit! There's a rustle.
You see the backpack that Chuck's got on himself. You see something like moving around in the bag.
I think you got a squirrel or a chipmunk there in your pack, Vertigar.
Yeet.
You hear and see this rustling, something moving in the bottom of your pack, right around where you left the cufflinks.
I'll just toss the pack on the ground, and I'll do a
Threw it on the
check
ground.
to make sure that it's not Brian Crabston
This is not Brian Crabston.
and it's not Puffin Daddy.
I didn't think to make it Brian Crabston or Puffin Daddy, but that would have been really funny.
Yeah. And so then
It's not your animals.
I pull an arrow out, and I just kind of whack right on the rustling part.
I'll say, like, right when you throw it, it stops moving as soon as it hits the ground. You still whap the part.
Yeah. And then I'll
You
carefully.
see, you hear some movement. There's like a quick shuffle inside the bag.
Oh, there's something in my bag.
I could take
Anything
a.
in there?
Yeah, I'll take a peek.
I'll let you.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
I like load
I'll
and
be-
aim the rifle at the bag.
I'll approach the bag cautiously with my fist cocked back.
I learned how
All
to
right.
shoot a rifle now. I can
Nice.
shoot things.
Give me
It's kind of be kind of in the medium close range, like ready.
Give me a physical saving throw
I
there.
have 5
Jake.
feet of reach. Physical saving throw.
Yep. So the highest physical stat, just roll it flat. Your physical.
Oh,
Ooh,
Nice.
Nice.
2 successes. All right. And you say like you've got your fist, so you're like whatever you see, you're expecting to just try and punch it. That's like what you're going for.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Especially if it's harmless.
Especially
That's the best kind of thing to punch.
Fantastic. Okay. So you go over to the bag. It's not moving right now. You grab the flap, you pull it back, and as soon as you do that, a disembodied hand jumps at you. You catch it with your fist and just drive it into the ground. And you see it's wearing the 2 cufflinks like in between its fingers. You have it pinned to the ground now with your fist, so it's just kind of like that. And its fingers are like very quickly trying to move around and they're tapping on your hand. But you've got it pinned good, so it's not able to get really any leverage on you.
Deacon, do you know what the hell this is?
That's our zookeeper, Joe.
That's our zookeeper.
Oh,
I can look at
Our
it. if you
magical
want.
zookeeper.
Sorry. My bad. So he looks at that, he's like, no, it's hand.
I did not put a hand
Nothing in
in
there.
my bag.
And he looks at it, he's like, that's an oddly cleanly severed hand. And he points out like the nub on the hand here is like a clean cut. It's not an exposed wound. And it's got like this arcane kind of tattoo.
I'm gonna
around
fire
where
up
the
my
hand's at.
my discern cantrip and just kind of try to like puzzle out what's going on with this kind of magic.
Sure.
Context on this?
This would be arcane or occult. Okay.
I'll just take the one.
1 success.
Yeah.
That works. So with that, you ping at it. You get a familiar aura from this hand. Seems to, you don't know where, but like you've run into this hand before, maybe.
Okay. All right. So recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fucking creeper's guy hand, isn't it?
I think it might be. I think it might be the
Adams
something-
family butler. Or not butler,
Yeah.
pet.
This is like hand of someone recent. But I think it's trying to steal the cufflinks. I'm guessing that the Inquisitor, that his items are linked back to like their
Just
order.
like reach down and take those cufflinks out.
Sure, you pull the cufflinks off of it, and it like this whole time it's trying to move, and Jake, you still have it pinned. It's like it's not hard to keep it pinned down. It doesn't feel like a very strong hand.
Doesn't have a lot of arm strength behind it.
No leverage. But as you like go to reach for these cufflinks, it like tries to lock its fingers together as hard as it can, but you're just not able to do it, or it's not able to hold on to them. You're able to pull those cufflinks out, but it's still animated and thrashing around.
But they,
Okay.
you're like, the guy's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So either he's not dead and he like zipped his hand over here to try and get those back, or it's not his hand but like a good friend of his hand.
So the stump, is it cleanly cut or is it like
Smooth.
So it looks cleanly separate. It looks like it lines up perfectly with a tattoo that's like
So it's
Okay.
a
around his
remote
wrist.
control hand.
So
Like
that's yeah. It doesn't look like it bled. It doesn't have any like messy thing. You don't even see
no
any stitches or anything.
swelling,
It's just
no
like,
redness.
no. Yeah, you don't see any like weird like stuff with the veins and all that. You don't see like any
Crazy
sort of
idea.
Yeah.
damage on it.
Like we kind of like get a really complicated knot going around the little fingers and stuff like this, and then we
Actually,
give
I
him
will
back
say
the cufflinks, and we just follow him wherever he's taking the cufflinks on a little leash.
it does. So it doesn't look like the hand has been cut, and you don't see any blood, but it does have a purplish kind of bruised look to it. Familiar with what a body would look like after about a day.
Deacon, did your friend have
So-
any tattoos by any chance?
This is no.
Well, Deacon's friend wasn't the Inquisitor guy.
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
Eastlock and Inquisitors are totally different.
Yeah, so why would it want the
Here's-
cufflinks?
Here's my idea. And I'm fine doing the leash and following it back, I think is also an acceptable idea. So I would be good with that. Or we get some of that black goop that the body's leaking, right? We pin this hand down. We carve something into the back of the hand. And then we rub this black goop into it and like bandage it up. You spider web the cufflinks. And then if we ever come across a person that has a really shitty dick tattoo on the back of their hand, we'll know they were responsible for this. That's a later solution though.
As a
Sure.
yeah, that seems like it would be a lot of work for something that could be very funny. So I'm okay with this.
Yeah. If we want to follow it now, I think we need to do a Car's idea of putting this thing on a fucking leash and giving it the cufflinks and letting it go.
I'm fine with just killing it with an oak stake. That works for me.
I'm good with whatever plan.
So we have 3 ideas. I'll tell you what, I'm going to vote for a Car's plan.
All right.
All right, yes. Let's get a not leash going.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you wanting to fasten? Like again, you've got it pinned. Like,
I mean,
how
I
do you
figure it's
want
like
to-
tie it around like the thing, like weave it through the fingers or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, like
got
do like
this little
a thing
harness.
on the back. Yeah, like a little harness on each finger. And
Yeah.
then it,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
way it can
Yeah.
still.
Like a loop, and then like a loop around each finger, and then like around again.
So it can't untie it with its one hand.
Yeah,
but
can't untie it.
Oh,
Yeah, it
so you
can't. It's not able to bend its fingers back enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It can
you're
still
able to do that
move.
pretty easily. It's like fighting the whole time, but like you guys are able to hold it.
All right.
Yeah. So you do that. You get the harness on it. You set the hand back down, let go of it, and it seems to be trying. Like, you have the cufflinks?
I
now,
have them
Dan,
at the
right? 'Cause you
moment.
grabbed them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it starts trying to like walk towards you, and it's hitting like the edge of the leash. It seems to like not even really be aware that there's like a leash on it. It's like
Perfect.
very rudimentary, like it's just kind of beelining in the direction of wherever the cufflinks are.
That's exactly what we want it to do. So we'll go ahead and give it back to him, and we'll take him for a walk.
Yeah.
Walkies.
Yeah.
We've got a hand that'll pet for you at the petting zoo.
Oh,
That's right. As long as you're holding the magic cufflinks, he'll come give you a pet.
That's amazing.
So you give it back the cufflinks and you put them back, like I'm assuming like where it tried to hold them the first time.
Yep.
All right. So as soon as you do that, it stops like trying to go at you. Right? It seems to not be aware of that. Its behavior changes, and it rolls to its back and starts doing gestures with its fingers. You see the cufflinks light up, and then the hand disappears. But you can see that the leash that you have on it is still rigid, like there's something there. And then you see the leash like roll back over, and then tries to move, and it's just getting tugged on. But you don't see the hand anymore. You just see like the leash. It's completely transparent.
Oh, the hand went
Good
invisible.
thing we did that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very good thing we did that. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we
All
wouldn't
right,
have
well, I
even
guess
seen the
we'll-
fake tattoo.
That would have
Which
been really
direction
funny.
is it crawling towards?
It's trying to crawl towards Westreach.
Is that
Okay,
the way
I
we were
guess
going
we'll-
or the way we came from?
That is the way that you sent the last remaining
Other
guard
guy.
back.
Okay.
You guys
Well,
hadn't really decided where you wanted to go yet.
I think we were kind of going
there's a
back
few
that way
points.
anyways,
Yeah, so
because
he
we're
talked
going to
about-
try
Yeah.
and find the...
there.
Yeah.
You do have the job to turn in with Hugh Donahue.
Is that
for,
in
the
Westreach?
Rusk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Westreach.
Okay. Then hey, it works out.
Yep.
I wonder if it's trying to reconnect, like literally.
Yeah, I think you're
Maybe
right
can-
on that. Yeah.
It might be like a failsafe, like it can
Yeah.
bring him back. That's why they would be told to always keep the possessions with them.
Yep. Very
Okay.
interesting.
We'll follow
That
hand.
means when we find him, we can kill him harder.
Mhm. He did seem to be the guard guy that you talked to did seem to be particularly concerned about like recovering the bodies and their things.
Okay. Well,
Could be
let's.
another case of he doesn't know why, but
I would imagine
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
case.
he doesn't.
I
know
would
a lot of
assume
stuff,
so.
apparently.
So, Akar, we should probably start thinking about ways we can destroy the cufflinks should it come to that.
Yeah, I mean, we could potentially just, bond them or whatever, right? Like, to ourselves.
Maybe, but that might
If one-
find us
if
to
one
the
of us
cult,
equip them.
too. Yeah, I don't know if that would sever it or make us just part of the cult.
You know, idea. I, of course, not a magic user, so I don't know if it's possible. If we're going to Westreach, they have a smithy, which means they'll have a smelter of some variety.
They could just donk them up for us.
Well, they could just throw it in the fucking smelter and melt it down to
Yeah.
just a couple globs of actual gold that we could then trade
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, plus I'm looking for some equipment, so.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go make it happen.
you would know.
Lead us.
You would know in game like lore wise that usually it's a little bit difficult to destroy spell focuses, but it's not impossible. Like something like if you were trying to smash these with a hammer, it'd be probably more difficult than it should be. But something like a furnace would overpower most like mundane or average level protections that are put on spell casting focuses. So definitely plausible. All right, so you guys wanted to travel back to Westreach?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this entire time it's like tugging on the leash, and it stayed invisible this entire time. And you see like it moving, it's crawling the same way, and it's just beeline. It hasn't really changed its direction at all. It just seems to be like a compass, like trying to go back to a very specific point.
Oh,
Where
We'll
did we
say,
send
like, you guys
Percy?
40. The what?
Where did we send Percy, and have we come across him again?
You just let Percy go, and
Okay,
he started
all right.
wandering. You ran into him. If you're looking at the map, because you guys are in a town like right here, and then that's where Westreach is. You ran into Percy like kind of right in the middle, like
Okay. All right.
here-ish, and then he just kind of wandered off in search
Okay.
for a new song to bring back to Jasper.
Yeah.
Surely nothing.
Nothing bad
Bad
is
will
going to happen.
happen.
Not, especially
Not
because Jasper's a common name.
Yeah,
it is.
it's probably
Definitely not the same guy.
lots of them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Definitely. We already covered this.
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'll say yeah. You guys are able to travel back. You've got the cart this time. Running back on that. Deegan the whole time is like trying to get acquainted with the animals. He's struggling a little bit, but he's getting better at it. As you are traveling along, you you're getting pretty close to Westreach. You've done the trip. I think you guys have gone back and forth at least 1 or 2 times. Or you went part of the way. You've traveled there, and then you got like most of the way back, got ambushed, then went back. So you're familiar with this trip a decent amount. And it's when you're probably about an hour outside of Westreach. You see like a silhouette. It's getting kind of late. So you see the silhouette of a very large man, pretty far off as you get closer. Seems to be a very large, heavily armored person that's just walking along the side of the road. And we get closer yet. It looks like they're dragging a sword behind them on the ground. And they're kind of like laboredly walking.
I don't like this.
I agree.
Is it the familiar armored looking person with that big sword?
It is a familiar looking armored person with a big sword. You don't see the front of them, but they seem to be like hunched over, facing away, and they're kind of like stumbling towards Westreach.
Akar, what big, heavily armored person are you thinking it is?
The Inquisitor guard guy. Remember
No.
the two of them?
Much bigger than this guy.
No,
And that guy had
much bigger than
horses.
this guy.
I wonder if it was the guy that we saw at the festival. Not
Could be.
Oh, yeah.
Looks a lot more like that guy.
Okay.
He's got the big pauldrons. It's like almost form-fitting armor underneath that. Stands much taller than you would think. Like the guy that you met, Ballastar, he's human from what you can tell, but he was just taller than most people that you've met.
because these are the guys with
And-
the fucking medallions that people try to snatch, right?
Yep.
Okay.
They're Echo Wardens, and they have these basically like identifier things that give them it's kind of like a coupon.
Pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fast pass to all the rides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
There you
let's
go.
kind of
Far
take
away
like
from
a
him,
wide
but you
cut
see him
around
like
him.
very laboredly and
Do you look injured?
not sure. Doesn't definitely is not walking normally. You don't see him like holding his side or anything.
Okay. So
Doesn't
this is
necessarily seem to be limping.
so this
He's,
looks like it might be the
walking
Echo Warden
strangely.
that we met in town previously,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yeah, and as you're getting closer,
he
it
was
definitely
cool.
looks like it's one of
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
cool, but let's maybe kind of like get caught up to him, but over here a little ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then maybe we
think
can get in
calling out
front of
to him.
him and, go look at him. Or even that too.
Wait, what? What'd you say, Lonan?
Yell at him.
Yeah.
Hey.
How are you attempting to approach him before you call out? Are you just like calling out from behind him, trying to go around in front of him?
Kinda-
Like, how do you picture?
Kind of maneuvering
One of
off to
us.
the side, but as we're like we're gonna go maybe around, giving a wide berth, but we're just as we're coming up from behind, just calling out "Hey!" so we don't startle him.
Okay,
Giving him the
Yeah.
mall walking courtesy.
you're getting
Mhm.
closer. You see it. He's not limping. He's walking, but it's just kind of this like almost off balance kind of stumble, and he's dragging he's got like this big two-handed kind of sword. He's dragging it behind him, and it looks like he's been dragging it a while. It's kind of beat up on the blade, and you see that there's drops of blood behind him as you're getting closer. He's leaving. As you give this wide berth to go around him, you look over. He doesn't have a face anymore.
Oh,
Instead,
And-
there's just kind of this hole that goes through his head.
Rue.
He's stumbling.
I don't-
That's unusual.
And he didn't respond in any way to the call out, right?
Nope.
I mean, it's not like he can say "Hey" back.
Well, so I would say the way that you described it, you were going wide and then you were going to call
I mean,
out.
he
So I'll
probably
say,
can't
like,
hear us.
right as you were going to call out, you would notice he doesn't have a face. So I'll let you decide if you still want to call out or if you'll.
Is it
React to
like
that
an
anyway.
actual like void where his face used to be, or like there's
looks like
a
someone-
hole punched in his face?
Yeah,
Like
it looks like a hole punched was like there's a hole punched through his entire head. Like there's just
Okay.
a core through his head missing.
They punched out his face plug. That's no good.
That tends to
That
be
might be important.
Yeah.
Gotta hammer that back in.
I lost my face plug once. It was terrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
You see the
ruined for
front
days.
as you're getting along around the front too. You see like the front of his. He's got like kind of dark armor, but his entire chest is just covered in blood and is absolutely soaked. And it's just dripping down a little bit. It's like soaked through his armor. It's soaked into his clothes, soaked into like his belt and things. And you see it like dripping off of the bottom of his clothes onto the ground as he's walking.
on the one hand, I don't want to mess with this because this looks bad. On the other hand, I don't want somebody else to have to deal with it either.
Well, and I mean, we don't know if he's actually. I mean, what if he actually needs help?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he can recover from this. I don't know what they can do.
If maybe I could try and heal him.
Sure. Let's give it a shot.
Give
If
him
not,
some faith healing slaps
we'll
across the side of his
figure it
head.
out as we go. That's what we do, right?
Well, because we're still in the
I'll
cart.
just go up there and be like, just
Mhm.
fill him back in. Healing.
Okay, is that what you're doing? Like,
In before this, just Phoenix down kills him.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Yeah.
Right. I guess I got a question before I give it. Is the hand reacting towards him, or is it still going towards town?
still going towards town. Hand is not reacting
Okay.
at all to this. Hand is like still trying to beeline, tugging at the leash.
Does somebody want to hold the leash for
Yeah.
a car?
Hand is like I imagine too
I can
that
hold the
like
leash.
I imagine the hand is like on the cart even or something, like even if it's on the cart,
Yeah,
it's like
just-
seems to be unaware of that. It's just like constantly trying to pull and go towards Westreach.
Okay.
Doesn't seem
Well,
phased at
this
all.
is surely a great idea. So I'll go down there cautiously to see if he like reacts to me getting close or something. I don't want him to like cut my head off and try to put it on his own head.
Yes, if he starts swinging, we just gotta run. I don't even
And
know.
I got nothing.
we can
me
take him.
about
You approach. He's still kind of stumbling. In like the sword, he seems like he would be not stumbling quite as much if he wasn't holding the sword. Like it seems to be like that's kind of what's messing up his movement a little bit.
Walk.
He's got this extra weight just on one side. And yeah, just as you get close, it looks like there's just this clean cut all the way through his head. Like it doesn't look like it ripped or anything. Like it's just almost a perfect hole through his face that goes all the way towards the back, and it's hollow. And as you approach, you hear like a little bit of like a gurgling from his like lungs trying to force air, and every so often more blood just kind of bubbles out and spills down his chest.
this is impressive and fucked up.
You see he's still wearing his medallion too, and it's just completely caked in blood, but it's got a little bit of, it's like got like this kind of iridescent sheen, which is somehow still almost visible while it's coated in this blood. But still around his chest.
Maybe this does something to keep him going. Maybe people not dying is just common in this world, and we just
That
don't
could
realize
be. I
it.
mean, shit's all broken. Maybe it or the
I
sword.
guess I'll try to heal him,
Sure.
but I'll do like a real like, just to make sure he
Mhm.
still doesn't try and
You're poking him first before you try to do anything.
just a cautious like poke, just to make sure that there's no like reaction still.
Yeah. Give me a physical saving throw there, Dan.
Oh,
Oh boy.
boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm trying to remember. I to just roll dice, right?
It's the
For
highest
my
of your
max
physical
stat.
stats. Yeah.
oh, you got a success.
I got a
Okay.
success.
And one success is fine. So you poke at him, and he stops, and then the last foot that planted pivots, and he just does this big lumbering overhand swing with his sword and smashes it into the ground right where you were standing.
See, that's what I
And
was
just kind
afraid
of
of.
leaves it there, and he pauses. And you see him he's like trying to look around, but he can't really see, it looks like. And more blood just kind of gurgles from the hole in his head.
I'll talk
drags
at
his
him
sword
anyways
back.
in case for some reason he can hear, but I'm going to like take a couple steps back, be like, "Hey, it's me, Bakar, remembering from the place, the town."
As you're talking, he's like, his head keeps like looking back and forth, like over you. Seems to be like kind of aware of the sound. Of
Could
you.
I try
He
to
doesn't
like
swing again?
use my discern cantrip to kind of like figure out like is he I guess alive, dead, reanimated, or
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Team magic. Let's go.
Right. What's the context on this, Joe?
This would be occult or wild.
Not urban or common.
It is not urban or common.
Oh God. I really want to know. Pushing.
Oh god.
Oof.
Well,
Oh, and you can use luck or something, right? Or there's some
You
way
can so you can always burn the attribute you're using for the test by 1 point, and it gives you an auto 1 success.
all right.
There's
how
an
long does it
advance you
take
can
for that
take.
to recover?
You recover 1 point of attribute per long rest.
Okay, then I will do that. I will burn a point of my wisdom to get an auto success.
There's a advance you can take that lets you burn luck at any time for any test, and it also always heals 1 luck. Because say you had like 3 stats that are down by 1, you can only heal like 1 point at a time per long rest.
Gotcha.
But if you have the advance that lets you burn luck, you always heal 1 luck in addition to any other damage.
So you could get like two back
Yeah.
in theory.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll burn a point of wisdom and take an auto success.
Okay. You do so. So yeah, you're trying to discern this. It's a thing that you're not super familiar with, but it's definitely ringing out as some type of echo blight related thing. Cat is attacking me. Hi, cat. But yeah, you try to like focus on that, and your initial thing, and as you're taking this damage, you're like, oh, this is something to do with the echo blight, and that pains you a bit. But you push farther, burn your wisdom, you get a point of it, and with that, you get these kind of flashes in your head as you're trying to think through, like, what is this? Do I remember hearing about anything like this? And you've heard of these weird vulture kind of creatures that have kind of circular mouths that can bore through people's heads and eat their brains. And they usually die during that process.
Right.
But you've heard people have woken up once becoming infected. You've heard people that are infected with echo blight seem to still be able to move when they shouldn't be able to.
Oh,
So this might be a combination of he was attacked by something and then he was also infected,
okay.
and his body's kind of reacting to that infection. But it would fall under kind of the reanimated type of thing.
Okay. So like he's probably beyond saving then.
But
You could-
it falling under reanimation means healing hurts it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's also probably one of the primary ways that we would have to stop him if it's echo blight.
That's the most effective way. It can still be overpowered. They do have health mechanically, but magic
Heal
healing's
anyways,
effective.
then? Heal? Yeah.
I'll come down there in case he wants to
you
pick a
could
fight
make
after getting healed.
a sword of healing energy, and just see the thing you do. Channel
Good,
your healing through
technically.
your sword.
It technically is, yeah.
Yeah.
Be a great way to
That's
do
your
battlefield
focus.
amputations.
It is technically my focus.
Sure, yeah.
So, yeah,
I'll let you do your mend cantrip.
Let's do that. Mend. And the context for this would be
Occult or wild
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
or nature. I'm saying
that's-
wild. Nature.
Holy crap.
my God.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever
1, 2,
seen
3,
something
4,
like that
5,
happen.
No.
6 successes.
I'm sorry, everyone. I wouldn't
How-
recommend anyone else roll for the rest of the
How
night.
do you picture this casting going? Like,
I
when
mean,
you're,
I was.
like, how do you picture applying this healing?
It's probably just a stab through the back.
Okay. So you poise up
Healing.
and you go to stab, and you stab into him with this healing blade. And as soon as it makes contact, or actually, like before it makes contact, because you've got like kind of a bit of a blade on this, so like as it's pressing in, you feel it like bore through his chest and barely even like has resistance as you press this blade up to his chest. And he drops the sword instantly and starts to kind of crumple. And his body glows bright white and explodes. It's just not in a way that hurts you, but there's just light. It's like kind of like when you're
A
by
Final
a fire
Fantasy
that's
X
got,
character died.
it's like when you're by a fire that's got like really, really light like leaves and stuff in it, and there's just like kind of little tiny scraps that are on fire that go everywhere. It's a lot like that. You just stab it into him, his body explodes into these little embers of flesh and things. And his drop. He drops his sword.
I say dibs on his stuff.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, his sword drops. He wasn't really carrying a pack on him of anything. But then the necklace that he was wearing, the band is gone. But the metal, like this, it's a weird, like metal crystal looking like kind of thing that's on his neck. That just falls to the ground. And it's been completely cleaned of blood. It's just sitting on the ground. Yeah, you just fucking vaporize him. That is so overkill.
That was pretty cool.
That was
Unexpected
wild.
success.
If you roll all ones on the, yeah, you don't need to roll. It's yeah, you got him.
Well, I think, Lonan, you said you were going to grab the medallion. We should
Yeah.
definitely grab it so we can hand that over to whoever you hand that over to.
Something
Yeah.
we want to use.
Off the top of your guys' head, you would know there are. So this medallion thing is like pretty universally recognized in the land as like, oh, if you're carrying this, that's proof you're an Ecto Warden. You can lodge for free, you can get food for free, get repair and services for free usually. But not every place that redeems the medallion has like a Echo Warden outpost or base or place. Like there are like dedicated places where Echo Wardens can be communicated to, where they have like representatives that can do like hiring and sourcing and stuff.
I'm
So-
just gonna put it in my pack, and
I think this is definitely like a let's take it with us, but not use it.
Yeah.
If we hopefully we'll come across one of these outposts and we can give it back to them. He was a decent guy, so
Clarification.
I do want to take his sword though.
If we
yeah.
were we able to tell if this was the same guy we saw or another Echo Warden?
Even without the face, unless the guy looks like, you get very, very familiar vibes from this guy. Like, you have the same weapon.
Well,
he didn't have like a lot on him to identify him.
Yeah. Okay.
But like same build, same height, same hair color, and
Most
things.
likely it was him. Oh yeah.
Most
I would
likely
also
him,
point
unless
out,
it was like a twin or something. Yeah.
Watch out for giant fucking birds with conical fucking beaks that'll bite your goddamn
Face boars.
face out. Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
No, I
did
hate
not
it,
need to know
actually.
that was a thing, but okay, here we are.
I mean, if that happens to
It's
me,
worse
I
than
would want to
infested
go
him.
out
Those things.
healing like that, though.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Those are creatures that very rarely are this far west. They
Obviously.
are usually in the east, like in the deep basin, or venture out a little bit. They used to roam around more commonly. This is like, you guys are basically about 50 years after things have seemingly died down enough that people are kind of opening their walls back up. There's trade and things again. So haven't seen anything that could do this far away from the deep basin in a long time.
The fact that it got him suggests
Yeah.
Yeah.
poor things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we should keep
I
moving.
will take his sword.
Yeah,
If
grab
there's
it.
anything to know about it.
Yeah, it is a two-handed sword.
That
Not
Not
Criticar
something I
has
can
could
use. If one of you wants it instead, that is fine.
It's too big for me.
Because I probably can't use
Too
it.
big for me.
For
I
So
know
it's
he's a halfling.
got
Yeah.
it is two-handed, melee, of course, and it is martial.
Al, you're good at fighting.
Or no, not
stuff.
martial. It is, sorry, trained. Trained is like military type weapons, and martial is like monk type weapons.
Okay.
And then if it doesn't have trained or martial as a tag, then it's just a simple, everyone can use it. It is also large, it has the large tag.
I know.
So because like this is a weapon that
It's a buster sword, basically.
yeah.
Hey, Lonan
not
and I, we
comfortably
could
wielded.
team up, and I still don't think
Yeah.
we could lift it.
Stand
I
on your
suppose I could-
shoulders.
Yeah.
I suppose I could practice with it in my free time. It'd be funny to just have one of these in case.
I mean,
What
yeah.
if you put it on
expects
the
it.
end of your whip?
Nobody would expect that. I wouldn't expect that.
I think I
It
just
is
need the D size and the
D10.
context. Oh,
It's a
10.
D10
Fuck.
echelon.
Ooh, I
Echelon.
actually have echelon, so that's yeah.
It's a
maybe I'll
little
have
bit beat
to
up.
just-
Yeah. But like it looks like it's been dragged, so it needs some attention there, but not enough to drop it a die size or anything like that.
Blacksmith could fix that.
Still definitely worth a lot of money.
yeah, I already have a weapon as my focus, so I'm not sure. I may have to think about how I want to spend some experience, maybe.
Well, do either of
Yeah.
you are either of you capable of using martial weapons
It's
Well,
trained,
there's
but-
Giant's
or
Grip,
trained?
so you could do a large
Yeah, so
weapon in one hand, and then I could take the dual wield too, and then I could have one
Holy
buster sword
Shit.
and a magic sword.
good.
Al, he beat you on that one.
And because it's trained, so pretty much what trained does is you have to have, what's the name of that? It's like Battle Master or something like that.
But
So
there's
I'm gonna have to invest like a few
Battle
sessions
tactics,
worth
I
of
think.
experience on this.
yeah.
Battle Tactics. You can use trained weapons, and also crits with melee and thrown weapons can apply negative status effects instead of impact. So it lets you, like, if
Interesting.
you got extra crit dice on your roll, you could say like, oh, instead of just doing straight damage, I like do this to like trip them or something like that. Like you just get free effects out of how you hit them with your crit dice.
Nice.
Cool.
So you need that, and then giant script. So basically, if you don't have battle tactics, then it reduces a D size, and then if you don't have giant script, it also reduces a D size. So if you tried to wield it without either of those things, it'd be a D6 because it's down by 2 steps. Just because
Okay.
it's like
It
that's the
does
amount of
say
effectiveness you can get out of this giant.
Yeah. At the moment, it also says you can use standard 2-hand melee weapons with 1 hand. I'm not sure if you're planning to keep that or not for giant script.
Ignore the large tag on items for 2-handed. You can use standard 2-handed weapons. So that would basically be if it was like 2-handed without the large tag, you can 1-hand it.
Ah, okay. So they're separate conditions.
Yeah.
Dang. That's a bummer. This might not be a very useful weapon for me after all.
So
My crazy
detailed.
plan.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Well,
can
we're
turn it
talking
in
about-
with this medallion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. You've recovered his sword and his little medallion thing. Doesn't have the string through it. That just got burnt up as well.
Well, what's the focus for your current one? Is that a one-handed or two-handed?
1-handed.
So I
Yeah.
mean, maybe that could be your upgrade. Is you get the hilt and pommel of this greatsword, and you get it enchanted, and that becomes your new focus for bigger
Good.
sword.
Could be.
Yeah.
Is it that something you can do where you're just like, let's go ahead and
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely, like, it's a well-crafted weapon, which is usually like the requirement usually for something to be a focus is its high-quality materials to start. Like these cufflinks are what that you guys have. Those are super like well-crafted cufflinks, even if they weren't a spell focus. Like they look like something that a pretty rich person would wear, because they're like jewelry. So yeah, like this could be converted by having the hilt like unwound a little bit, the blade removed, and then someone enchanting it, imbuing it with magic, and then you could use it as your spell focus. It wouldn't have the
Nice.
large
And
tag
could I have-
anymore if they did that too.
Okay. Interesting. Maybe the plan is back on then.
Yeah, because it has the large tag from the blade. So blade being removed would not be large anymore.
Then I could have 2 melee magical focuses.
You could.
And a blacksmith would really
Shenanigans.
appreciate that much spare metal.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
that much spare high quality steel.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd probably just put a different hilt on it. But
Yep.
Options. We can get there when we get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's another hour or so in town. You're able to pull up and you make it into Westreach. You guys approach the job board area, or like as you're getting kind of close to the middle of town, rather. Where the job board is, you see your friend Hugh Donahue. He's looking it over, just kind of stroking. He's got like a little bit of a fluff of a beard. And here's you guys approaching. And she's like, "Oh,
Seeing which jobs he's
thought
going to
you-
rip off for other qualified adventurers.
been a few days. Thought you died. So, did
Nope.
you give up, or did you?"
Yeah, come here.
We killed it twice.
Come here.
We brought its
Killed
corpse
it
back.
twice.
Just like whip off the tarp and be like,
Uh huh.
ta-da!
He grimaces a little bit. He's like, "Oh, Fed, why is it? Well, oh, and well, you killed it twice. What do you mean twice?
Oh,
Once wasn't enough.
yeah.
Yeah. Turns
You
out
are
if you don't
being
kill them
paid
the right way,
once.
they regenerate. and cut
Just
back.
cutting its head off doesn't actually kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went back, finished the job. We should really, guys, we should really write a book about the various things that we come across and how to kill them.
Oh,
Not a bad idea.
we could do that.
Yeah. Says like, well, you bring the body back as proof. That's great. It's the entire body too. This black ooze. I thought they had blue blood from.
It was.
It was at first.
Is this like oil or something that you put on it? Or
No,
No, that's the real blood there.
yeah.
oh,
When you kill him right,
That happens.
the black
Blood is
stuff
black.
comes out.
Yeah.
he's got like kind of like a saber type thing on his side. He pulls that out and he kind of pokes the body around a little bit. Like, okay, well, you bringing the body back is actually worth a little bit extra, so that's fantastic. And then he reaches into his saddlebag pack and starts going through some papers that are all riled up together. And then he pulls out two, holds onto one, hands them to the lot of you. He's like, well, these are exchangeable here at the guild, and they are the equivalent of a D8 for each person
Nice.
because you
Nice.
have a body.
And what are these things called?
Just like a D8 gold or
So, yeah, it's a D8 gold. It's basically a voucher. You have a bounty voucher, and you can exchange that at just like the local adventuring guild, and you are to be paid out a D8 gold each.
Well,
nice.
So you can put down as like a D8 gold voucher, basically.
I'm gonna need that so I can get my shenanigans going.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta. Well, did he take the body?
Yeah, it was. I'm assuming you guys like unloaded it off the cart and just
Yeah.
like have it there on the ground. He's like, I guess I'll figure out how to move this, but thank you. And
Yep.
I was like,
Have fun with that.
he used to be very like timid and grossed out by the viscera of it. He's, like,
what
poking
about
around it. I was like,
our friend Mr. Hand? What's he doing?
oh yeah. So what time? So you guys are here at night. Pretty much. It's like getting pretty close to night. It's dusk about. There's a little bit of light still coming up. At this point,
Did the hand
towards
get sleepy?
no. I'm trying to think of where its goal is in the town right now. It would be towards the inn that you guys stayed at when you're here for the festival. It is like
Very handy.
beelining that direction.
Hey,
So yeah, I was going to say we should go to the end, get rest up.
but we should go to the inn
Yeah.
and see.
You
where
see
things take us.
in like the little side stable a familiar looking horse. Looks to be the horse of that soldier guy that left. The bodies are not on the back of it,
Holy shit, I didn't notice. Lollygaggers,
there's, like-
thanks for that raid.
going towards that.
Oh,
Hey guys.
Hey.
Yeah, the hand is still like lurching, still invisible, but you're still able to see like where it is because the harness tied to it.
Okay.
all right.
Well, so I got distracted by the raid. Shadizi, what up? Thanks for that sub. The hand was going for the body. Did you say that?
So the hand was going towards the tavern, and you saw the horse that the soldier guy was riding is like tied outside of that tavern.
Okay. No signs of the bodies on the horse.
You don't see the bodies on the horse now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
there a-
thirsty. I could use a drink. How about you?
I agree. Let's park up our wagon and get our animals sorted and head on in for a drink.
Yeah.
Is there a church in town by chance?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. I may swing by there and ask if they would take this voucher for bounties for in exchange for a well-crafted holy symbol.
Yeah. Yeah, they would do that. They would say, like, they don't normally accept this, but it's not too much to run over and grab that. So it's a holy symbol. What do
Something that's
you-
been well made and blessed and would be good for overseeing ceremonies of religious significance.
Okay. Are you wanting like something you can wear, something you can hold, like something on the staff, something on like they kind of like they've got one of those I forget what they're called, but it's like the little ball with the
Miter.
yeah. Or it's it's like the ball with a cross on it type thing. I don't know what those are called.
The holy hand
It
grenade.
doesn't have a
right.
cross, but it's got like a
Fib.
it's very ornate ball with like jewels encrusted on it and stuff with a holy symbol on top.
Oh no,
Okay.
something
Is there-
more along the lines of wearing it. That would be just fine.
Oh, okay. They bring you over. They've got there's a few. There's like a necklace option on a big pendant. There's one with like a gold chain. There's one with a thick like corded chain that looks like it's kind of meant to be worn underneath your clothes. Like a few different options here, I guess. Is there?
If they're willing to part with any of them, I'll take the one with the gold chain because that looks nicer.
Okay. See, sure. And they take the bounty voucher and they're trading for a D8 holy symbol.
Cool.
And it is a religion context.
Okay. So yeah, we get the animals sorted and head on in.
Deacon, watch animals. Animals are sorted.
Animals. Watch Deacon.
He watches them. He,
Michael J. Ox, you're in
He has
charge.
like had the cart kind of pulled over. He tends to them. He's like, "I'll be in once I, sort them out."
Sounds good.
You guys make it inside. So not quite as lively here. It's been a few days since the festival, so a lot of it's died down. There's not as many passerbys through. Like most people, it's kind of like everyone that would normally be here for the festival has already gone, so that it's a much lower traffic time because of that. So pretty dead, especially compared to what it was. But you do see sitting facing away from you the back of the soldier guy or the knight guy that you sent this way. You recognize like the back of his head and his hair and things, but he's not wearing his armor. He's just kind of wearing like normal attire. He's keeping a low profile. He's sitting pretty like upright in things and kind of hunched over his food off in the corner, not talking to anyone.
Where's the hand trying
There's
to go?
just a few other people in the bar. Hand is trying to go up the stairs towards like where the rooms are.
Oh, if he's keeping a low profile.
We just kind of want to. Yeah. Do we want to skip by him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Seems like you opened the door.
Or
He should have heard that, but looks like he's not really paying attention. He's just kind of off his own. You don't see any sign that he sees you guys. You just walk up the stairs to the rooms.
Yeah.
Does one of us want to stay down here and
barkeep.
keep an eye on him?
Suppose I'll keep an eye on him just in case.
Well, either
Sure.
you or me. I mean, I can hide a lot better, and in case things go sideways up there, I'm not great in close combat situations.
And you could always shoot the guy who's still alive. So yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I'll
keep
go
an eye.
with them
I'll watch.
upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you just trying to watch, or are you trying to like get him caught in conversation?
Oh
with
no,
you,
I'm just
like-
watching, just hanging back, hiding in a corner, laying low, keeping an
Okay.
eye on him. If he starts trying to
you-
do something, maybe I'll try and interject, try and
Okay.
distract him.
Sure. Are you going to like order food or anything, interact with the barkeep, or are you just kind of like slinking off to the side, trying to stay not even noticed by the barkeep too?
I'll pull up a table in the back corner where I can get a good eye on him and the stairs. And yeah,
Okay.
if someone comes by, I'll put in an order for food.
Yeah. So he's kind of like if there's you guys like just approached from the south side. He's like in the north corner, and stairs are in the other north corner. So you'd be kind of like in the south where you're able to see.
Sure. Oh yeah, that's good lineman. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, so you pretty much just hang left as you
Yeah.
come in, get the table, call him over.
Yeah.
Barkeep approaches, waits on you, all that. So get a good line of sight. Seems like the guy, he's like, he's moving a little bit. He's just kind of poking in his food. Looks like he doesn't have much of an appetite. Looks like he hasn't eaten very much. He's just
Sure.
sitting there. Seems to be very like lost in thoughts. Head's kind of down.
Okay. I'll let him stay like that.
All right. Rest of you going up to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That you see the hand is getting like almost more excited as it's trying to climb up the stairs here. It's like not hugging the corners very good. It's like awareness of what's guiding it's not very good. So it kind of like bumps into things a little bit here and there, but you're able to let it walk itself up. It's hopping up the stairs. It makes it and it hugs the wall really tight, and it goes to the second door on the left and just kind of thumps against the bottom of the door, and it tries to like climb, scurry its way up the wall, but it's not really getting a hold on much.
Definitely want to like keep it under control, I think, at this
Yeah.
point.
So
Sure.
do we let it reattach?
I don't think so.
I don't think that'd be a good idea. But
But-
I mean,
Let's get a clear understanding of the situation first,
Okay.
because it could be like up and about or pretending
Should-
to not be up and about.
right. Should we remove the eyeballs if it's not up and about? Just in case it does become up and about.
Maybe, yeah.
Let
It
us
worked
take the
really
lever.
well on the last guy with no eyeballs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
God, but vultures, eyeballs. We are finding
Oh, yeah.
this stuff. Like,
Okay. So yeah, they're trying to bump into this door. You pull it back a little bit, so it's not making quite as much noise, but it's still very much trying to go into this room.
oh,
You don't hear anything inside the room, and there's no light on. You don't see like light around the seams of this door or anything.
I'm gonna try to open the room and see if I can go in.
All right.
Well, do you want one of us to do that
The door
since you have the hand
is
right now? I think
locked.
Oh, sure. Or if you want to
Or
hold the hand, what would you prefer?
I'll hold the hand.
Okay.
You got the webbing in case we gotta web them up.
You always, grab the hand by the wrist and slap people around.
You try the door, and it is locked.
Damn.
Who does that? It's like people don't trust people.
Is that what is that lockpick?
So that would be either dexterity. It kind of depends on like what aspect of it's difficult. So for here right now, it'd be dexterity. If you were like in a public place and you're trying to like keep a low profile and have people not notice you, that'd be conceal.
Okay. I actually have
I'd say for
dexterity,
this-
so I'll give that a
All
shot.
right.
Is this common or urban?
This would be common.
First
You've
check
got
something.
it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One success.
I
That's enough.
appreciate you throwing it out there,
So-
though.
not
I
a
actually
hard
have
lock.
trouble.
It's your time to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard to get this open at all. You can almost
Just a
just
simple
jiggle
lock.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Door clicks open. Open the room. Door squeaks like a little bit, and you see the room looks not very like lived in. Like the bed's still kind of made. He's just got like a pack set at the base of the bed. You see his like armor is very neatly stacked, like in the back corner of the room, with his sword kind of sitting next to that. And then you see in the other corner there are both body bags. They're just neatly laid on the ground.
Hey.
The hand is
Come on in.
trying to tug at this body bag.
Right. Let it kind of decide which one is the one it wants here.
Oh yeah. We'll let it identify the correct body for us.
And you're almost able to tell to like the other knight guy was quite a bit bigger than this spellcaster dude. So you're able to see like which one it is just from that. And yeah, it is.
Okay.
His hand is like pulling itself towards the smaller body bag.
So,
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and back it on up again.
Great. So what do we do now?
Unzip it, I guess. Poke it.
It's like
maybe
a
poke it
tarp
and then unzip
that's
it.
wrapped around it, and it's got like it's like binded with like twine.
Right,
it's like
zipped.
tied tarp. Yeah. You poke
Suppose we
the
can
body bag.
Yeah. See if there's any response.
Doesn't react.
We could chop off his wrist so it's got nothing left to attach to.
It's an idea.
I'll get my hand axe out.
Okay. You're unwinding the body bag then.
Yep.
Okay. Imagine you guys are also closing the door.
Yeah.
So that someone else going to bed doesn't see you guys hacking a body apart.
Move along. Mind
Yeah.
your business.
You
We found them
body
this way.
out. You untie it, unwrap it. You see, still very much in the same condition as you remember. There's like a little bit of the rigor mortis and like bruising and blood clotting kind of things going on of a corpse that's a few days old at this point, like
Yeah.
about a day old.
But the important thing is he missing a hand? And if so, does it have a tattoo on it?
They are missing a hand, and they have almost an identical tattoo on the end of the stub. And it's the same thing. It's like this insanely clean break. Like you see two dots, like where their bones are, but it's just like this clean, weird-looking film that's covering the stub.
I
both
suspect
ends.
the tattoo is like almost like another like mini focus for this kind of thing, or like a contingency spell. Interesting.
You know, there are people, or you can imbue objects in places. You can like make glyphs and words,
Yeah.
that type of thing. There are people that have tattoos with specific spells on them. There are non-caster people that get tattoos that can do a very specific task that aren't really a focus to them, but it can do a thing. It's a little taboo to do that sort of thing. People don't like magic tattoos that much.
I don't know why.
You won't find many people that do them, but it's definitely a thing that can be done, and it's not terribly uncommon. But yeah, you get the sense like this was like a dedicated spell arcane tattoo that he had just around his wrist.
Let's try what? Try just like cutting out that piece with the tattoo there. Just the skin there with the tattoo. Let's see if that does anything weird.
A lot quieter than what I had intended. Good idea.
Mhm.
I'll work my axe into the skin and try and peel off that bit of tattoo.
So as soon as you start cutting into the skin, like the blade parts through the skin really quick, but when it hits where the arcane like tattoo bit is, it gets like some resistance. You're able to push through that, and as soon as it breaks the tattoo, you hear almost like this kind of breaking sound, and there's a little bit of like this sheen that was on the tattoo that fades, and the film unwraps, and 2 dots of where the bone were kind of congeals back and looks more like a normal just stub of a missing hand, and it starts bleeding out of where. Looks like you broke the spell on this end. The hand doesn't seem to react though. It hasn't changed its
Snap.
thing at all. It's still
Thanks,
like trying
Steven.
to get
I
back.
appreciate that. Got some bits.
Still trying to go back anyway, and it's still invisible too.
Actually, it is still invisible. It is not trying to get back. It is completely still.
So that makes sense because the tattoo would have been the link that binds. So we've been trying to make that whole again. Okay.
So do we just want to like stab the hand a whole bunch until we get that part of the tattoo destroyed, and then
Yeah, try
up
and see
the
if you can't
cufflinks
fish
again?
out the cufflinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're just trying to pull the cufflinks off of where the hand is now.
we'll just kind of stand on it or whatever and just try to.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing stand on the hand trying to pull the cufflinks.
Yeah.
So you
Just
grab the 2
business as
cufflinks
usual.
from between its fingers, and like as you do this, there's almost like this magnetic kind of like pull to it. But as you pull through that, the invisibility on it just instantly goes away, and you're able to see the hand again. And it's just very still. Still seems to be like animated, like it hasn't like lost its rigidity or anything. It's like it still seems like it's animated, just doesn't know where to go.
I will grab it by its
is
thumb
it
and
still
roll it onto its
reacting?
back.
Is it still
No.
reacting to the cufflinks?
You're able to pull the cufflinks out, and it's just still sitting
Right.
there.
Is it standing up on its own?
Yeah.
Like if we knock it over, will it right itself?
No. Stays rigid.
Did you kill that poor hand?
I'm
think we
about
did.
to.
I think we lobotomized it is more
I mean,
accurate.
maybe we just
Right.
leave it
It's-
here, so when the guy
like you
comes
broke
back
its
to
AI.
his room,
Um,
like we wrap it back up, and we let the guy come back to its room, and he just sees the hand just awkwardly standing in the room, and then he has more things to think about.
mhm.
You know what? That's a fun idea.
Yeah.
That is-
Also potentially useful.
also potentially, maybe it'll bring the dude back. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, we can kill him again.
He won't have this cufflink, so it'll be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll look at his body. Think about that. Suppose I'll head out.
I mean, in theory, he had the hand before, so just putting it back on without the cufflinks probably won't do anything.
Unless he's
As
got
you
other
guys
tattoos
are like
on him, but I
debating
don't
on
want
just
to.
kind of wrapping him back up.
I don't want
You hear
to.
this like
explore him.
weird fleshy sound, and you hear like a thump, thump, as a foot bounces its way towards you, Dan.
Oh my gosh.
This
Is he
dick.
missing a foot?
Yeah,
It's got the same sort of tattoo.
Well, for crying out loud, I'll start unwrapping the body bag again.
Is he missing all of his
Now that
hands
you
and
check
feet?
his other limbs,
Yeah, his extremities.
his other wrist and his other leg have like the same tattoo.
Gross.
So like when one
those-
fails, the next one ejects and goes after it.
Let's
So
remove
yeah, I'll
those.
start working on those other tattoos, getting them
As soon as you
sawn off.
As soon as you cut the one on his one ankle, foot breaks,
Oh,
The
just
other
wait for
hand
all of the
at that
limbs
point
to eject and then
detaches. So yeah, it's like it's right hand, right foot, left hand, left foot, like in that order that they try to animate.
all right,
Okay.
just get them as they come off. That way, there's just gonna be random appendages
I feel
loose
like-
in his room.
I hate to say it. I feel like we have to like get this dude naked and make sure he doesn't have any other weird ass tattoos on him.
Oh,
I know, but I mean,
it's fair.
Yeah, It's fair,
No.
and I hate it.
I know.
I am a monster hunter, so in case this guy's a monster, I better do that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
snap.
Yeah.
So does this guy have any
Checking
like?
for other
That's very
arcane
nice, Steven.
tattoos.
Thank you.
And I'll hand wave and say, you check him for other arcane tattoos, and you don't find any more arcane tattoos on him.
Because
Good,
disembodied
that's-
plot comes into the room, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah.
One butt cheek at a time.
One cheek and then the other one, yeah. No, so there's nothing else. Seems like it was only his like hands and his feet that had these like contingency tattoos on them.
Okay.
I like how his feet are also contingencies, and like he's trying to do the toe grab something off the floor to potentially resurrect.
I'm just
Yep.
glad he didn't,
He didn't
have
know how
any
he was
other,
going to
like,
die.
additional appendage tattoo somewhere else.
Yeah,
Yep.
but no, that seems to not be an issue. So I don't know.
All right. Let's like cover him back up and leave all the appendages just awkwardly laying around.
I'm keeping these halves of the tattoo though, just in case. I don't want
Just in
that
case.
guy to be like, "Oh, I'll put the tattoos back on, and you'll be."
Yeah,
I
and
don't want
then-
any of that.
Yeah.
And you've been cutting the tattoos on his body. So none of
Right.
the tattoos have been broken on the limbs, so they all still have the
Yep.
film, and they're like alive, but they just have nothing to
Right.
communicate with. So
That-
they're just kind of
that's
like
exactly what I'm
stasis
going
with
for
this
here.
film. There's no blood or anything on them. They're just very cleanly detached.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We did a good thing today.
Wrap
We
the
did
body
what
back
we had
up.
to do.
Today. It's what we did.
You leave his hands and feet outside of the body bag. Close the room back up. Chuck, this entire
Lock the
time,
door.
this
If
guy
I could
has
relock the door.
not really been moving. He
Yeah.
hasn't been reacting much to stuff.
Sure.
He's just seems to be like totally lost in thought, like kind of poking away at his food.
Yeah.
He drinks a few times. He gets his drink refilled a few times, but looks like he hasn't really eaten.
Okay. I mean, like, I'll order a round of appetizers, some drinks for everyone. The party here, not everyone
Sure.
in the bar. But I'm just keeping an eye on him. So
Yeah.
if he's not doing
And
anything,
Deegan rejoins you and sits at your table, like
oh yeah,
while they're all still up there.
yeah.
So
Make sure to get Deegan a drink as well. I got some bloomin' onions. Please help yourself.
he partakes.
I think we can use those because that place is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
we can. Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest of the party, you see them return from upstairs, probably a little horrified and slight disgust on their faces, but they rejoin you, Chuck.
Well,
You're
Rudiger,
all
that was
down,
nasty. Take a look at this, and I'll throw some tattoos on the table.
Delicious.
That's gross.
You peeled his tattoos off.
Yeah, like the skin with the tattoo on it just took them off.
like little onion rings.
Yeah,
I feel like we should make
Yeah.
pork rinds out of them
like little
Yeah.
that no one's going to eat and we're just going to throw away, but we should burn them.
You see similar tattoos to what you saw around the edge of the hand. 4 of them.
The guy had 2 feet as well. Just so that's a thing.
I rolled the order that they detach.
I kind of want to find the
Wanna
person
be-
that did it and get it
There's
myself. I'm
hand,
like, that just sounds like
hand,
fun.
foot.
Outback
Yeah.
Steakhouse still exists.
Yeah, I'm disappointed to find that out. It's just not
Yeah.
ours. It's just ours that's gone.
Looks like there's 2 up in KC and 2 in Wichita.
That's too bad.
Outback Steakhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they
So
have a-
Yeah,
really, the
they're
important
big.
thing is that now we got 2 more focuses, or after
True.
another focus.
Yeah, they seem to be linked.
Okay.
They both function as one focus.
There'll be a
All
little
right.
bit of it, but sure. I'm
Say with
sure you'll
that,
tell me
we're
if-
getting right at time here. You guys are back in the tavern. You got your payment from Hugh Donahue. You saw Ballastar with his head hollowed out and
Yep.
absolutely healed him to nothingness. What else? You stopped the resurrection ritual for this dude on his contingency plan. Have his cufflinks. You have the books warded. You're confident that like you've severed whatever kind of divination scrying link these books had back to this reassembled library up in Kethris. And you have Deegan in your party now, who is looking for ways to break his shackles, and he has 2 test shackles that he's going to find people to remove without them destroying his hands.
More
Yes.
importantly, we've got someone to watch the animals for us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we have a new animal,
The hands?
Michael J. Ox.
Oh, I don't think we've actually
yeah.
traded in for him yet, but we're going to.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, we did? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I missed
Yep.
that.
Yeah, it was the old man I said that would do that for you.
I keep envisioning
The farmer man.
an ox, but
Yeah.
in that puffy vest that he
Uh-huh,
wore in Back to the Future. That's totally
It's
in my head.
it's either
Like the
that
lines on- yeah.
or the Letterman's jacket from Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Either one of those would be good.
I haven't seen that one. Have seen
It's
Back to
wild.
the Future.
Okay, we fucking
Teen Wolf
did
plays
it.
basketball.
All right.
He does.
Yeah. You guys didn't accidentally get that guy resurrected.
Good job.
Hooray.
Yay,
And
us.
you didn't fail
Yeah.
the divination enough that it hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Also-
didn't get murdered by the zombie Echo Warden. So worked out.
We did pretty good.
We did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you kind of have, I guess, 2 leads going for you now, which is there's the, of the library. Well, I guess all possible leads. So, there is the East Lock Initiative. They're doing stuff out on the border of the Deep Basin.
Yeah.
They have a branch kind of office establishment in the Desert City to the south. Up in the north, these books that you guys are still in the possession of are like tied back there, and people are scrying from that kind of base. And there's some sort of messed up cult there. And you've got Deegan with you. So, few directions to go from here. There's probably other job boards to pick up
I was gonna
in
say.
town as well. So,
Check out the job board too.
yeah,
We do that. Yeah.
I'll say that's where we're going to wrap it for tonight.
Very cool.
Chuck,
One quick thing. We'll have our meal
Oh,
here,
sure.
but we should get a room in a different inn
Just in
Yes.
case.
Probably.
before that guy sees us.
Okay.
yeah, could do that.
Actually, we're gonna just spend the rest of the campaign just stalking him and making him
That's it.
question
That's it.
everything.
Just terrorizing
messing with him.
forming
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
Are you a good guy yet?
Have we fixed you? Yeah. That'd be good. All right. I guess we'll do EXP questions.
Yeah.
So don't forget to do those.
I
XP.
It's gonna be XP light night
yeah.
this
And
time.
that's okay.
Did you participate in the session?
Yeah.
Everyone did. Did you gain or remove any conditions? We didn't really do any fighting or whatever. You didn't get murdered by the Echo Warden zombie, so
Yep.
combat avoided, but that's fine. Did you fail a roll or take harm from a push? A few of you
I failed a roll.
Failed. Yeah.
I took damage from pushing.
I
Yeah.
didn't fail any rolls or push.
Mhm.
I don't think you made any rolls today.
I made a
Chuck.
couple.
Okay.
I think there were saves. Like I made like a wisdom save earlier.
Yeah, you did pass that. That's fine. Then, did you make progress on the story or objective? I'd say yeah. Learn more about the East Lock. Learned more about this weird cult that's brewing in Kethris. They're underground. learned that they seem to have like taken the library that these books are from and rebuilt it in their city, and they're trying to like repopulate all the books. Yeah, it's pretty much all the story themes you learn. And then GM Boon, no GM Boons, because I keep forgetting that that's the thing I'm supposed to be thinking about.
Not even for 6 6s.
That was nuts.
Take a DM Boon for that. Yeah, I'll say that.
That was impressive, especially
That's-
from Dan. That's very impressive.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a fair point. That was a crazy roll.
Purified the ever living shit out of him.
I'm not even mad. He was supposed to be really spooky, but I'm not even mad. That was a lot.
He was definitely spooky. I was.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was that. I'm glad we approached him with caution.
Yes, good idea.
His face cored out,
Yeah.
his whole
That's
punch.
still fairly disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fuck
Just a
those
little bit.
birds. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
see
that's
those,
kind of another lead
fun.
too. You've got the pendant thing, so that's also another lead that like finding someplace to turn that in. Tolshamir, the city that to the south, definitely has a place to turn that in there. Any like really big city does. Except Kethris. Kethris doesn't like echo wardens. They're kind of assholes.
Those assets.
And that checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else do we have going on in the channel?
Let's see. So Saturday, technically today for us, but tomorrow, Saturday, we got a double header at 1 p.m. Be over on Grim and Perilous Studios, continuing our Forbidden Lands campaign. Saturday night over on Goodman Games Official for more Weird Frontiers. Wednesday, we'll be back here on DOK for more Dungeon Crawl Classics, playing the Night Below campaign. And then next Friday, we'll be right back here. John, you want to do your due?
Do my do? Yeah. So on the Defenders of Cobalt YouTube channel, you can find fresh, hot episodes twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, bright and early, 8 a.m. Of Oops, All Goblins, our Pathfinder 2nd Edition game that we're doing. We're doing the Age of Ashes Adventure Path, and getting closing in on the end of book 1, and horny goblins that are just chaos.
It's highly accurate.
It is.
I guess that's the week.
All good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next Friday we'll be back here playing Anvea, and we'll see where you guys want to go in the world from here. Kind of like a close of this first arc almost.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Very cool.
Good stuff. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.